My husband is accusing me of cheating when I didn't do anything. I want to understand his perspective and get more insight. So the other day my husband decided to sleep on the couch for some unknown reason. I had fallen asleep on the bed early and he told me that I took too much of the bed and he didn't want to wake me. Throughout the night I could hear his phone buzzing, but I didn't really care. I woke up early in the morning and told him that it was time for him to get dressed for work. I noticed he was acting a bit strange. He asked me to take my car to work because his was in the shop. I always let him use my car whenever he wants. However, today, I told him I needed to get some groceries and get boxes for our upcoming move in 2 weeks. But I would gladly drive him to work, no problem. He insisted that I just go to bed and that he would take an Uber. And I kept telling him it was no problem, that I could take him. But he kept saying no, he didn't want me to take him. My husband can get very hot-headed and I sensed that this would turn to a lot bigger argument, and so I told him that he could take the car if he wants, and I can just wait for him to get him at 6 p.m. from work and we can get the groceries and boxes together. He still said no. He was texting on his phone and I came next to him and he switched screens automatically to the Uber app. And I kept saying that it would be no problem to drive him. He then told me to go to the bedroom and look for his earphones, which I knew he used the night before to go to sleep with on the couch. So I knew the earphones wouldn't be in the bedroom, but to save argument I just did what he said, went and looked in the bedroom and came back and told him that it wasn't in the room. He still hadn't called an Uber in the time that I did that, and when I came back that's when he went back to the app and ordered one. He left to work and I just told myself to leave him be, maybe he just needed alone time. Anyways, I spent the rest of the day grabbing groceries, sorting through clothes for donations, cooking, cleaning, etc. When he came home I was literally on my hands and knees wiping all the onion scraps on the floor from cooking him one of his favorite traditional meal. He came and saw me and was sympathetic and said that he appreciated the effort. We later went to a Halloween parade and had a relatively good time. On our way home, he asked me to see my phone while we are driving so he can look at the videos we recorded. However, I was using the GPS and I let him know that I needed the GPS to get us home, but once we are at home we can look at the videos. He gets visibly agitated, and starts asking me if I got roses from someone. And I told him no, I didn't. And he started telling me how he stepped on a rose thorn at home. And I was literally shocked because it was something that could have been anything. And I told him no, I didn't get any roses and nor have I gotten any flowers in a really long time. And he kept on insisting that he found a single rose thorn inside the home. We get home and he demands me to give him my phone and says he will go on a walk with it. I was a little nervous at first, because we have gotten into really bad arguments in the past that I have opened up to a family member about. And that morning I had mentioned to his brother that he was kind of acting strange and I had a feeling an argument was going to happen. He kept on demanding and so I just gave it to him. He went through my phone and returned an hour later and this is what he found. A shared album. I have an iPhone, from an engagement party. I went to the engagement party and gave my best wishes to the bride and groom and gave them their gift. I took a few group pictures and individual pictures with the bride. I stayed about an hour and left. I was missing my husband who was living overseas at the time, and so I went home to spend time with him and talk to him. Apparently after I left the engagement party decided to go to a strip club where people were stripping and drinking alcohol. The video was uploaded to the shared album, which I had not even seen because I didn't care to go through all the pictures and videos. I was only at the engagement party when it was still at the venue for an hour, so the only pictures of me were at the top of the album and I didn't care to look past it. He insisted that I went to the strip club and I told him no, I didn't. I left and I even mentioned how I'm not even present in any of the videos. To which he responded that the reason that was because I was the one recording the video. And I kept trying to explain the concept of the iPhone shared albums and how I literally had no control on what was uploaded by the album, and showed how the album even said that the owner of the album was someone else. He kept saying he didn't believe me. I am a medical student and I was assigned a group project with a male last year. We're originally messaging in GroupMe about the details of our project and my group mate wasn't getting the notification and it was just taking long for responses. So he asked if we could just use text to make things easier. I said sure and I gave him my number to contact me through. He ended up never texting me because the next day we just saw each other prior to the project at school and went over the plan then. Since that last message there was no additional contact because there was no need, the group project was over. I told my husband, look, you can see that there was no additional contact, that the contact that there was strictly only school related. And he said that maybe I deleted the other messages. And I was like, dude, you took my phone randomly. If I had deleted anything bad, don't you think I would have deleted all of the conversations? And also it wasn't like I knew that you were gonna take my phone randomly. If there was anything additional, it still would have been there. He then basically told me that I'm not the kind of woman that you should build a family with, and that the kind of women who tears family apart. He packed his bags and left the house and slept elsewhere. I kept telling him that he knows I am faithful, that not once have I ever been unfaithful to him. And he told me that he doesn't know that at all. I am so hurt and upset because I really try so hard to be a good wife to him. The marriage oath we made means so much to me, and it's something I am dedicated to keeping true. So much so that I know I put up with things that other people wouldn't, but I may be stupid, but I am so dedicated to working through all the ups and downs in a marriage. Which hurts me even more, because every time we argue it's always me coming to him trying to be the bigger person and go, hey, let's talk through things and get to an understanding. While each time we argue he says hurtful things like, you're a whore, I hate you, I want to divorce you, you make my life miserable, I regret marrying, etc. And I know no one should ever have to endure the things he said to me, but I just want to work on this marriage because I put so much into it. I don't understand why he does that. I haven't really given him any reason to not trust me. But yet he still says that I can't be trusted. Comment. In that first paragraph where Op mentioned his phone was buzzing all night, I knew it was messages from the side piece with an ultimatum of some type. Bro then spent the night on the couch putting his exit plan together, and the scenario where Op is the bad guy and reason for his leaving home and leaving the marriage. The mental torture and manipulation and dishonesty is off the charts. Yep, my brother used to do this all the time. Whenever he wanted to get away from his live-in GF, he'd create an argument so that he would have a reason to storm out, and he wouldn't come back till morning. It wasn't until years later that we figured out what he was doing. Yep, the best defense is a good offense. I'm guessing he stayed out later than he usually does, went further with his side chick than usual, or had her strong smelling perfume on him. Either way, he was feeling especially guilty and paranoid. Maybe he thought you were onto him and wanted to throw you off. You're not working through anything. You're just accepting a marriage where you have to spend every interaction trying to avoid him getting pissed off and treating you like garbage for no reason. Is this really how you want to spend your life? When you're old, are you really going to think, I'm so glad I spent the last 50 years unhappy and frustrated? He's the one who cheated. But to make himself feel better, he wants to pin one on you that would make him look like the victim, and so everyone will take his side when the marriage ends. And so if he can make it look like you cheated, he won't have to pay you alimony. I understand you want to work on it. You still can. But privately consult an attorney so you know your options. This isn't good. And I'm very sorry to say, but I don't see it getting better. You deserve better. You said he moved here recently. Did he get a visa or citizenship because of you? And you said you were childhood sweethearts. Did you date and then not date and then get back together? I'm only asking because now I'm wondering, and hoping I'm wrong, if he used you only to get to the US. Now that he's here, he's going to try to get all of your money too when he files for divorce and claims you cheated, so then the judge will make you pay. You sound like you have too much going for you to put up with this. You have people telling you that he started a fight in order to sleep with whomever, but you seem to know this yourself. That's why you included his suspicious behavior on his phone in the days leading up to the "I've had it" accusation that gave him an excuse to leave. Either way, it seems you're constantly bending to his unreasonable demands in order to avoid an argument. Life is too short to walk on eggshells for the majority of it. This isn't how good people treat each other. Reminds me of my father. He would have us walking on eggshells and making us feel guilty for every little thing, and of course we found out about his double life that would make the devil blush. It was all about control, and he didn't have any qualms about putting us through hell just to keep us on our heels so that he could do whatever he pleased. Yes, this sunk cost is such a valuable thing to understand. You could have invested all the emotional energy you could muster, spent every minute of every day that you've known him, and all the money you have on therapists, relationship books, and intimate apparel, and none of that matters because your relationship is bad. He's an abuser and almost certainly a cheat. You can't get what you've invested back no matter what you do. You can only make the best choices going forward. There are countless other prospective partners who will be better than your husband. And, TBH, being single sounds way better than being with him. That said, breakups are devastatingly hard, especially when you've poured so much into making this work. But I'm confident if you're honest with yourself that you know deep inside your husband has shown you exactly who he is, that he won't change, and that you'll continue to be unhappy as long as you stay. Heed the advice of others, get an attorney, secure your assets and accounts, and begin the healing process so you can find happiness. He is awful. He has played head games with you and now it is extending to the situation. He is cheating. Stepped on a thorn? Yikes, he isn't even crafty nor very bright, sorry. Get a lawyer, tell everyone you know about the above. I am sorry it is so typical, but he basically just pulled a laughably obvious cheater switcheroo, accuse the other person of cheating to make them defensive and vulnerable, start a stupid fight so you can feel justified to leave the house to go be with the affair partner. If you feel disbelieving, track his phone, put a sound-activated recorder under his car seat, follow him surreptitiously, call him when he is supposed to be at work to see if he really is, ask to see his phone, especially WhatsApp or any other apps he might use to chat. He's cheating and trying to justify it in his mind, so he made up the "you're cheating on me" excuse. That's why the hidden phone screen and all the weird behavior. Especially about the car. He met up with someone while you were home. That's how I caught my cheating ex. Had a meltdown about the car and not wanting to be dropped off.